Okay, quick question and be honest. When someone says HR, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Is it the person who handed you a stack of forms on your first day? Or maybe the person you got called to meet when you were late 3 Mondays in a row? If either of those is your answer, don't worry, you're not alone. But today, we're going to completely change that picture. Because here's the truth, HR is one of the most powerful and misunderstood functions in any organization. And by the end of this video, you'll not only understand what HR actually does, you'll genuinely appreciate why every company, from a 5-person startup to a 50,000 employee corporation, absolutely cannot function without it. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's talk about the role of HR, the complete picture. Now, before we go slide by slide, let me give you the full menu. Think of this like a restaurant, and HR is the kitchen. You don't just get one dish, you get a whole spread. HR handles 8 core functions. Write these down if you want. Recruitment, finding the right people. Compensation and benefits, paying them fairly. Performance appraisal, keeping them sharp. Employee relations, making sure everyone plays nice. Compliance, making sure the company doesn't end up in court. Training and development, making them better. Strategic partner, shaping the company's future. And change champion, leading the company through change. Now you might be thinking, that's a lot for one department. And you'd be right. HR wears many hats. Honestly, if HR were a person, they'd need about 6 arms and a PhD in patience. Let's break each one down, starting with the one everyone knows, recruitment, the function that started it all. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're running a bakery. Your star baker just quit to open their own shop. The croissants aren't going to bake themselves. You need someone new, fast. That's exactly what happens in any organization when a position opens up. Someone has to find the right person. That someone is HR. Recruitment is the process of identifying that the organization needs to fill a role, attracting candidates, screening them, and getting the right person through the door. Recruiters advertise job postings, source candidates from job portals and LinkedIn, screen hundreds of resumes, yes, hundreds, conduct preliminary interviews, and then hand over the top picks to the hiring manager. 2 types of recruiters you should know about. In-house recruiters work directly inside the company. They're part of your HR team. They eat in the same cafeteria as you, hopefully. Agency recruiters work for external staffing firms. They work for multiple clients simultaneously. Think of them as freelance talent hunters. And how do we measure a recruiter's success? 2 things. Time to fill, how quickly they close a position, and quality of hire. Did they actually find the right person or just the fastest available one? Fun fact, the average time to fill for a corporate job is about 36 to 42 days. That's over a month of sourcing, screening, interviewing, negotiating offers, and then crossing your fingers they show up on day 1. Compensation and benefits. Alright, you've hired your star baker. Now they're going to ask, so how much do I get paid? Totally fair question. This is where compensation and benefits steps in. HR is responsible for designing fair pay structures and not just pulling numbers out of the air. They benchmark salaries against the market to make sure you're competitive. Because if your rival bakery down the street is paying 20% more, your new hire is going to be gone before the dough even rises. Beyond the salary, HR manages group health insurance, negotiating rates with insurance so employees get decent coverage, retirement savings plans like Provident Fund or 401k, and in many cases, payroll itself, making sure everyone gets paid accurately and on time. Real-world example. Think of companies like Google and Microsoft. They're famous for their employee benefits, free meals, gym memberships, parental leave. That's not just generosity, that's HR doing its job, attracting and retaining top talent with a compelling total compensation package. Performance appraisal. So, you've hired someone and they're being paid, but are they actually doing a good job? That's what performance appraisal is all about. HR periodically reviews employee performance, measuring what they've actually achieved against what was expected of them. It's not about catching people doing something wrong, it's about helping them grow. Based on appraisals, HR creates action plans. If an employee is struggling with Excel, training. If they're crushing every target, promotion conversation. If they haven't shown up for 3 weeks, well, that's a different kind of conversation. Example, Amazon is famously rigorous with performance reviews. They use a system where managers rank their teams and low performers are either supported through improvement plans or eventually let go. It's intense, but it keeps the workforce performance focused. Employee relations. Okay, let's be real. Put 50 or 500 people in a room together and at some point, something is going to go sideways. Someone's going to feel overlooked, someone's going to have a conflict with their manager, someone's going to steal lunches from the office fridge. That's where employee relations comes in. HR is the bridge between employees and management. Their job is to measure how employees are feeling through satisfaction surveys, engagement scores, and just actually listening, and then act on what they find. When conflicts arise, HR steps in to mediate. When a grievance is raised, HR investigates. Think of HR as the workplace's version of a therapist, a judge, and a referee, all rolled into one. And yes, that includes the fridge situation. Real example, Infosys and many large Indian IT companies have dedicated employee relations teams who conduct regular pulse surveys, quick anonymous questionnaires to gauge how employees are feeling. Data directly influences management decisions. That's ER in action. In unionized environments, this gets even more complex. HR negotiates collective bargaining agreements, essentially contracts between the company and the employees' union, covering everything from wages to working hours to safety conditions. Example, in 2023, a major tech company was fined millions of dollars for misclassifying employees as contractors, a classic compliance failure. HR's job is to make sure these kinds of expensive mistakes never happen. Non-compliance doesn't just cost money, it destroys trust, culture, and ultimately the business. A good HR team treats compliance not as a checkbox, but as a shield that protects both the company and its employees. Training and development. Here's a scenario for you. You've just hired someone brilliant, great resume, nailed the interview, super excited on day one. Then you hand them a laptop and say, figure it out, and walk away. That's the HR nightmare, and it actually happens more than you'd think. Training and development exists precisely to prevent this. HR ensures new employees are properly onboarded, they understand the company culture, their role, the tools they'll use, and the people they'll work with. A good onboarding experience can increase employee retention by up to 82%. Yes, 82%. First impressions matter, even at work. Beyond onboarding, HR runs leadership training for newly promoted managers who were amazing individual contributors but have never managed a team before, because being great at your job doesn't automatically make you great at leading others. Trust me, every manager learnt this the hard way. Professional development, workshops, certifications, online courses to help employees grow and advance in their career. Tuition reimbursement. Some companies pay for employees to pursue further education. Tata, Infosys, and Accenture all have programs like this. It's a win-win. The employee gets smarter, the company gets a more skilled worker. Example, Marriott Hotels runs an internal Spirit to Serve program, a structured training curriculum that every new hire completes, from the front desk staff to the executive level. The result, one of the highest hospitality retention rates in the industry. Organizational policy implementation. Every company has rules, no harassment, attendance standards, code of conduct, data privacy protocols, but rules on paper mean nothing if no one enforces them. HR works with line managers to ensure these policies are actually implemented on the ground. And when someone violates them, HR is the one managing the disciplinary process, fairly, consistently, and legally, not as punishment for its own sake, but to protect the culture and the integrity of the organization. Think of HR here as the referee in a football match. Nobody loves the referee, but without them, the game descends into chaos. Alright, this is my personal favorite part because this is where HR stops being a support function and becomes a power function. HR as a strategic partner. Old school thinking, HR is the department that hires people and handles complaints. Modern thinking, HR is a strategic partner that shapes the entire direction of the business. Here's a real world example to make this click. Imagine a company decides to expand from India to Southeast Asia, launching offices in Singapore, Vietnam, and Malaysia within 18 months. That's a bold move, but who ensures there's actually talent available to staff those offices? Who designs the compensation structure for 3 different countries with 3 different labor laws? Who builds the onboarding process for a culturally diverse new workforce? HR, that's who. Strategic HR partners sit at the leadership table. They don't just respond to business decisions, they help make them. When the CEO says, we want to grow by 30% next year, the HR partner says, great, here's what that means for our people strategy. Famous example, Patty McCord, former Chief People Officer at Netflix, co-created the famous Netflix Culture Deck, a 125-slide presentation on how to build a high-performance culture. It was downloaded over 20 million times and called by Sheryl Sandberg the most important document ever to come out of Silicon Valley. That's HR as a strategic force. HR as change champion. Change is inevitable. Companies restructure, technologies shift, markets evolve, pandemics happen. We've all been there. When big changes hit, employees get nervous, resistant, or just confused. HR's role as change champion is to lead the organization through that uncertainty. They connect the change to the company's strategy, communicate it clearly, manage the emotional response of employees, and keep productivity from falling off a cliff during the transition. Example, when Tata Consultancy Services or TCS shifted to a hybrid work model post-COVID, their HR teams ran organization-wide communication campaigns, created manager guides, redesigned performance frameworks for remote teams, and ran mental health support programs. That's change champion work in action. The bottom line, the best HR professionals don't just manage people, they manage the future of the organization. That's a big deal. Okay, let's land this plane. Here's everything we covered today. Recruitment. HR finds and brings in the right people. Not just warm bodies, the right people. Compensation and benefits. HR makes sure those people are paid fairly, covered medically, and taken care of financially. Performance appraisal. HR keeps the team honest, celebrating wins and addressing gaps. Employee relations and compliance. HR makes the workplace functional, fair, and legally sound. Training and development, HR makes everyone better at what they do. Strategic leadership, HR shapes the company's future and leads it through change. Here's my challenge to you. The next time someone says, oh, I work in HR, don't picture someone drowning in paperwork. Picture someone who is simultaneously a talent scout, a lawyer, a therapist, a strategist, a trainer, and a change agent, all at once. Because that's exactly what great HR professionals are. And if you're watching this because you're building a career in HR, congratulations! You've picked one of the most impactful, versatile, and frankly, underrated careers out there. That's a wrap for today. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. It genuinely helps the channel grow. Subscribe so you don't miss our next video where we're going deep into the recruitment life cycle, how a single job posting goes all the way from we need someone to welcome aboard. Drop your questions or thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. See you in the next one.